5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. It's the Romello Marcellus Show. The fly uncle you always wish you had.
Bring 'em out.
Here to give you every aspect of game from a real player's perspective. It's the biggest boss from business, entertainment, love, and life.
Had to find my inner power.
To fashion, etiquette, and current events.
Major show alert.
All to enhance the happiness already inside you.
Today is about the power of you. Check it out. You now rocking with the best.
Here I am, goddammit. Here I am. Once again, welcome to the Romello Marcellus Show. This is the extended happy hour edition. We just vibing. Beautiful place, beautiful night. First night of the year. Able to shoot outside, so I decided to take advantage of it. Let me know if you can hear me clearly. Come in the room, man. Throw your thumbs up, man. Let me hear you. Let me see you. Yeah. And you know, I don't know where you're watching it from. If you're watching it from your phone or your computer or whatever, man, you know, there's better places to watch it. You can cast this to your TV or watch it on your TV. Yeah, I got my thumbs. Welcome. And those that are not following already, follow me on YouTube, subscribe, hit that bell, man. Click the like, comment, leave it in the comments. You got any ideas, any show ideas, any commentary, leave it in the box. Also on Instagram, double tap, and share. Yeah. This weekend, I guess, I don't know, I guess it was mild. I don't know what to call it. Yeah. Welcome. This is, once again, the Romello Marcellus Show. I'm just getting started, man. Letting people get in. Something's got to give. Got to give just a little. Got a little. Yeah, you can hear me now. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me know. Got to work the kinks out. Bear with me while I get comfortable. Y'all know I gotta do my thing. I love that song. I'm gonna run it back. Vibe with me. Because it's important to the show tonight. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you something, man. I've known about this guy for years, man, and I'm actually reading a dope book, man. You gotta check this out. This is Khalil Gibran, man. This is dope. This is dope, man. You know, if you can get it, man, download it. Go to the store, get the hard copy, man, and take the time to read it. And it's a dope book, man. It's an excellent read. Very enlightening, man. Yeah. If you're just joining the show, man, while we're here, man, I want you to kind of just take a moment and think about all the things that you are thankful for. Someone had asked me that earlier. I'm thankful for health and strength, being able to hang out with my good people. and reflect, man. Reflect on all the things that I have been blessed with in life. You know, even a sound mind, sound body. A lot of people wouldn't call that wealth, but that's wealth. Yeah. Cheers to y'all, man. Gotta give. Yep. I ain't gonna let y'all wait long, man. I want y'all to marinate on this because I need y'all to join me in this topic. What about living today? Do I have to die for some peace or a little bit of extra empathy? Here we go. We're talking about the love you think you give, man. The love you think you give. Even to yourself, man. A lot of times you don't give the proper love that you are entitled to. Okay? Yeah, so it's about that, man. The love you think you give. The question is, who's zooming who? That zoom is the fool thing, man. That when you have an individual that's around you and actually, really, through the bullshit that you push or put people through, they're actually loving you more than you love yourself because they accepted you. But then there's the zoom part where, you know, that's that foolishness that you begin to accept things that you normally wouldn't of an individual who doesn't even love themselves. I always said, man, individuals do shit to people that have been done to them. And a level of respect and self-dignity is it's a bad place to be in when you're loathing. Okay? Loathing yourself. You got to get to a place where that love or that giving can be matched on a regular. We talk about respect, right? You know, there's different levels to it. And when we accept things from people that we normally wouldn't because of, you know, all of the, I guess, the societal things, you know, it gets hard, man, for people to deal with one another in a realm that's, how do I say this? I had it right on my head. I mean, it'll come to me. Give me 1 second. All right, let me give you an example. All right. Let's say you actually have issues with yourself. You have problems. You have deep-rooted issues that you've never dealt with. What's good, homie? What's good? Welcome to the show, man. You know, we out here. I'm out here, and we're out here together, man, enjoying the night. Here's my thing. Why do people get involved when they have issues that they've never dealt with themselves? That in itself is a problem, or the first problem. The second one is when you have individuals engaged with others that are together, and you feel it customary to give individuals passes, where on any good day you wouldn't. It'd be totally unacceptable or inappropriate for an individual to carry themselves around you in a certain manner. Period. Okay. When you give passes, man, you know the old adage: you give a nigga an inch, they'll take a mile. It happens all the time. But the question is, how do you get back? How do you regain that respect once it's lost with an individual? Even yourself. We think we love it because we spend time, we hang out, we do all of the mushy gushy bullshit, the hanging out, the restaurants, and even the fucking, that shit is like so confusing when you mix your spirits with people, that haven't worked out their fucking issues, you know? Yeah. Rough, man. Let me say this. For anyone that professes to love themselves, man, there are certain things that you must require in your day-to-day, even for yourself. You got to respect and appreciate yourself. So, while we're talking about it, right? What wouldn't you allow someone to do to you? What is acceptable or an acceptable or unacceptable thing for you in the midst of relationships, as well as if you were, I guess, the one who's putting in the work. I mean, we got to understand that it takes two to put in the work, and usually there's always one lacking. You know, it's just like finances. Someone's always bust or someone's always flush. The question is, where are you? You know, in the relationship, and what type of work are you willing to put in? What type of acceptance, what things are you willing to accept or not? Because at the end of the day, there's always going to be that flush or bust, you know. But when we talk about certain aspects of relationships or your relationship, even with yourself, there's certain things that you should not ever compromise. And for me, I'd say self-respect is one. And if you respect yourself, then, hey, you have no choice, or folks have no choice other than to respect you, you know, because you're not going to accept anything less, even for you or from yourself. And that means stooping to a level of allowing someone to say or do anything to you like your head is screwed on backwards. Yeah. But we do it all the time, man. I mean, even in stores, we walk around and people we don't even know play us like we straight up fools, man. And we walk around and like, okay, yeah, you know, I didn't need it that bad. Evidently they did. That's bullshit. That's your hard earned. Someone says it's difficult to rebuild respect, but it takes time to self-reflect, both parties. Why does one disrespect and why does one accept? Or why does the other accept? Sometimes leaving is the only option. Okay? You ain't never lied. But the thing is, man, even with that, man, there has to come a point where people are willing to, I guess, heal, you know. And most folks are how do I say it? In denial. Denial is a motherfucker, man. Denial will keep your ass cold, broke, hungry, and alone. And then you wondering why things happen the way that they happen, when in all actuality, shit is you. You know, we have to get into the position or the point in life where we are willing to take self checks and really handle that shit. You know, most aren't. Yeah. I'm speaking about the work, man. The work it takes. You know, are you really meditating on yourself? Are you really working on yourself? You know, are you really willing to be honest with yourself and allow someone else to be honest with you? Most aren't. Most of us, we carry that pride, that not even pride, it's ego. We carry it so far left, man, that we run everybody way around us, man. Or we have a bunch of yes folks that's willing to go along with anything and be punked out. Yeah. Man, if you're just joining the room, the topic tonight is the love you think you give. Who's zooming who? End of the day, man, you look at folks around you and, you know, we all say, well, This person ain't riding for us. This person ain't down with us. But what about the people that you think are down with you? Because a lot of you motherfuckers out here sleeping with the enemy, even down to your closest friends or your enemy. They don't want to see you happy. Now, for real, for real. But if you respected yourself enough and you had another level of respect and discipline to yourself, you could recognize all that shit. Because honestly, man, people that are closest to you hate the fact that you're winning, if you're winning, and when you win. Because they feel that they are too close to you, or excuse me, they don't hold that much esteem to you because they're close to you. So the question is, who's the closest person to you other than you? So how much esteem do you hold to yourself? Because if you did, a lot of shit that went on with you would not even go on. With folks, that is. Yeah. Yep. Hey, just be thankful, man. A lot of things ain't happening to you that happen to other folks, man. When we talk about things, man, it's like we talk about things like it's not that far from us, or that it's farther from us than it really is. Okay? Not to get it off the subject, man, but there was a video about out with Jesse Smollett, where he was going into prison, right? Going into jail. And he was stating that he wasn't suicidal. Yeah, a lot of us need to say that every day. We're not suicidal. Yeah. Who you fooling? A lot of you are, with the level of disrespect that y'all put out there, especially in this social media day and age. Got you real comfortable where you want to talk and do stuff. And walking around without the fear of getting punched in the face. But I hope old boy lands proper, man. I don't think the sentence was befitting of the crime, because there's people that do a whole lot of other shit and go right on home. But yeah, I hope he gets off and he's well, or gets himself together, man. And so I think it's fear. Dealing with trauma is painful. It's like overcoming an addiction. The first step is admitting you have an issue. You're not equipped to understand or resolve. Most importantly, once you admit it, seeking help is imperative. Yeah. But who's going to wake up and say, man, you crazy as fuck? Really stand in the mirror and say, you are ragged out, you banged up, and you need some motherfucking help. I don't know many people going to do that. So it's not fair, or is it? Matter of fact, is it fair for these type of people to be involved or engaging others without getting themselves together? I think not. Yeah. Those sicknesses are just like a cold, man. They rub up on you just like the spirits. They become a part of you, you know? And shit. Who wants to deal with that in themselves, man? Yeah, absolutely not. Absolutely not. All I can say is that, goddamn. You know, not off the subject. I'm gonna get back on it. You know, our Senate or our Congress is voting on daylight saving time when there's so much other shit that they need to be dealing with. Brain fart. Sorry. Yeah. I'm out here, man. It is a beautiful evening. Beautiful evening. You know, if you can't enjoy it, you got to go to work, man. There'll be plenty of more. It's just the first one. First real one. I'm out here, and I'm going to be out here a lot more. I can't wait to get on the water. It's too soon for that, but hey. Y'all sitting there looking at me, goddammit. Why ain't y'all tell me I had some lint on my shirt? Thank you. Hey, in all the giving you do, how much reciprocation do you expect? In any of the giving you do, is it a 50-50 thing, or is it 100%? Or, I mean, is a reciprocal aspect of things in different manners or different ways? That's a whole nother level of respect. Yeah. I think it's absurd for individuals who have not dealt with their hurts to get involved with other folks. Even back to your childhood, do you really believe, or here's another segue, do you believe that childhood hurts can affect people's adult dealings and professional manners, personal manners and everything else? I think so. All those I care about, man, I want you to get the help you need. I want you to really and truly be happy. Shout out to Chubb Nub, South Carolina, man. Hey. Look, man, it's that time where we need to be happy. We need to be fruitful, mentally, spiritually, but with our finances. We don't have a lot of time left on the face of this earth, man. A lot of us, man, we got a lot more days behind us than we have in front of us. I say it all the time. I just lost a friend, childhood friend, Sandbox. Good guy, family man, and just buried a relative, and another one just passed off. So we going away from here. What are we leaving behind? What kind of example? What kind of fruits are we really sowing? Yeah. I mean, although you can't take it with you, and my father always say, man, the last check I want to write is going to bounce. I want it to bounce. How are you living? Are you living or are you dying? A lot of you still walking around like fucking zombies because, hey, you can't get to the point where you can't get past certain shit, or let alone take constructive criticism about you and the things you need to work on with yourself. Let me say this tonight. I ain't perfect. I'm guilty of some of this shit that I'm talking about, but I'm working. I'm working on me. Question is, are you working on you? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? It's like your body. You don't like your body? Take your ass to the gym. Get out, go walk. Stop eating the motherfucking donuts late at night. Them bonbons and shit. Laying up in the bed. Roll over on your back and do a sit-up or two. Some shit like that. Yeah. You don't like how you feeling, man? Do something about it. Yeah. Pleasure, right? We put a lot of value on it, man, but it's merely a distant song of freedom. But it's not freedom. Freedom ain't free, y'all, and that shit costs. Even with pleasure. Having pleasures in the wrong manner and the wrong people with the wrong nature of things can cost you a lifetime of hurt for the rest of your life, or a great part of it. Pleasure really is it's the blossoming of your desires, where it grows. Now the question is, how are you going to act on it or react to it? Or cultivate that desire or those blossoming desires of yours. Some shit, man, we talk about, it's in arm's reach. It ain't caged. It ain't too low. It ain't too high. It's just right there. How bad do you want it? It's like, you sit back, and when you grow your desires, your wings start to come out and cultivate and grow, become a part of you, man. You just want to get out there and get it. So, it's all on you. Ain't nothing but opportunity and space, man. Let your desires to heal and grow and put your best foot forward and to seek love and aspirations to be loved. Let that take you aloft on your spirit, in your mind, and also your actions. Don't be fooled, man. Don't be fooled by temporary things and temporary people. You got to recognize that shit sooner than later. I'm saying this, man, tonight with a full heart. I've given people opportunities in life, just like everybody else has. Whether in business, whether in pleasure, whether in with your family members. And a lot of times, man, we get disappointed. Even with family, you get disappointed more so than anything. I'm going to tell you why. You talk about money, you talk about business, you talk about that kind of thing. Expect to get fucked. Because they're like, we family. You ain't going to do nothing to me. You ain't going to beat me up. And I'll get it back to you when I get it back to you. But you got to put your foot down there, too. You got to step out in the yard. And I don't want to know how our feelings after you get this ass whooping. Yeah, been there, man. Been there. Tracy Murphy's in the building. Welcome. Reese Perkins. Welcome, Reese. Yeah. Toy and Black in the building. Welcome. Yeah. All my wet people are here with exceptional taste. Man, look, that's sitting there, man. That's our spot. Y'all can post in there. Give me your feedback, or if you got a brain fart and you think it'd be interesting to discuss, put it in there, man. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. This is a beautiful place, man. Yeah, I can't wait to get back down here this summer in this very spot. On the weekends, from sometime I'll be here. I'll DJ right here on this spot, and I'll have maybe 150 to 200 people on this lawn dancing. Yeah, I do that. Yep. Oh, I got an answer for the childhood. Yeah. The answer to the childhood. Yes, depending on the severity of that childhood trauma, that child you were no longer exists. And growing past the emotional stage doesn't happen without help. I get that. Yeah. So, man, you got those angst, man. Please go sit down and talk to somebody. Find you a mediator. Find someone who's going to help you get where you need to go, man. Because, hey, I want you to be happy, man. You need to be happy. Be happy without taking someone else's happiness. Yeah, for all that want to know where I'm at, I'm on the waterfront in Old Town, Alexandria. Yeah. Old Town waterfront. I guess in the view back here, you can see the National Harbor. The little wheel is right there. Yeah, and then the MGM, and over here, this is the bridge behind me. Yeah, if you can see the Woodrow Wilson Bridge. Yeah. So, yeah. We got to come out here, man, and I'll have a happy hour with you guys and have some conversation. Here's what I'm going to do. Because it needs to be done. It's good to hear from somebody. Phone line open. You want to call in? There you go. Phone line is up. Welcome to the Romello Marcella Show. I am he. Once again, the topic tonight is the love you think you give, man. A lot of times we think we're doing enough and we ain't doing shit. You know, everybody's different. Everybody needs, it's like, you know, your children. You got children, you got family members. You can't deal with each other the same way. It's cool, man, to have involved in relationships that have balance. But you first have to have balance. You have to know what your triggers are, the things that you need or you desire, the things that's going to keep you interested, you know, keep you enthralled in the individual. Ladies, let me say something to you. How do you expect to keep a man when you can't keep a man? That went over your head. We as men are visual, okay, first and foremost. And our animal magnetism is one of the things that keeps us in tune, or desiring with our blossoming desire, okay? If you started off doing a thing, continue to do that thing. I mean, you ain't gonna be on point all the time, but goddamn, at least try. Consider that man. We like to be considered. Respect is key. If you seek to be disrespectful and emasculate the man that you got, you won't have him long. Somebody else will pick him up and roll with him. Then you'll be asking that question: what happened? Why? I didn't do anything wrong. All of that bullshit. So, yeah, start there. Fellas, your lady, she likes security. Communication is key. You got to be willing to express your true feelings, but do it in a manner that it's, how do I say it? Soothing to the ear. It ain't gonna be perfect. We're not perfect. We got that rah-rah, that animal thing in us, and a lot of times we're going to present that criticism in a way that's not going to be befitting. So I'll even say this: for me, anyone I've offended in that way, I apologize to you tonight. I truly apologize from the deepest depths of my heart. Don't charge it to the heart, charge it to my mind, because a lot of times, man, we got so much shit going on in our minds, we don't know which way is up or down, and you just happen to cross the road at the wrong time and you ran over like a squirrel. Sorry, sister. Yeah. We can have fruitful relationships. We can have positive relationships. We can have great relationships, but most won't, because they choose not to do the work on themselves. You got to do the work on yourself. Because, I mean, you look at, in 5 years have gone by and there's no growth. A lot of times, man, the way we talk to each other or deal with each other actually projects it builds resentment. It builds sediments of distrust. That I can't trust an individual because, hell, they can't even respect me enough to give me any sort of dignity in the midst of our relationship. You know, meaning I can come and talk to you about anything that's going on with me, and it should be received constructively, because you want the best for me and for you. You want me to be the best version of me for you, and vice versa. But because of the world we live in, we see so much pretentious shit that we can't be real. What's wrong with that picture? Yeah. I say all the time, man, anything I do, I own. Anything I have, I own. Anything I go and do, I do because I'm just doing it. And if I shine to inspire others. I'm not doing it because, hell, I hang around with a whole bunch of broke, busted, disgusted motherfuckers. That ain't me. I'm cool by myself, right? Like a lot of people are. You know, I can disrespect me. I can do bad by myself, as the saying goes. I don't need nobody to help me do bad. Disrespect, distrust, all that thing, that's bad. That's doing bad. You can do that by yourself. But when you're with someone, you want that reassurance, that affirmation, that confirmation that, this is the individual that I've chose to be with, and yeah, we good, you know. You on air?
Hi, how are you?
Good.
I just wanted to add something to the conversation. It's a very interesting conversation. And I agree with you completely about, getting to recognize the help that you need within yourself and going to seek that help and not getting into a relationship until you have done some of the work.
Mm-hmm.
My question to you is, from a man's perspective, when you all are going through, ups and downs as you do, and we go through ups and downs as well as ladies, how do you maintain your connection with your woman when you have a full plate? What does that look like? How do you communicate? Do you withdraw from communicating? Do you let her know that you're going through something and, your communication may be off, but, how do you, address or attack that type of thing?
Well, a lot of guys, man, depending on the circumstance, and I'll say this, depending on the circumstance. First of all, guys are hunters. The only thing that can put a guy out of commission is when he's wrestling with his self-worth, his self-worth. There may be something that he's seeking to achieve out of his life that's not happening. As a black man, we're taught that we're supposed to provide, as I've discussed numerous times. But if a man's provision is off, or if he's seeking something, even on a spiritual level, he may profess that to you, but he does so usually in a manner that's like pulling teeth, because we've been taught to believe, and honestly, you know what, there's some truth to it. If a man shares the fact that he's fucked up in any way of his life with a woman, sure, she'll kick in and help, but that takes him down a peg or two in the eyes of her, because there goes her security, or a level of security potentially in that man. So there's a lot of times where he's not going to discuss those things with you because he doesn't want to lose that footing or that position. So his expression may be silent, or he may, take a position of frustration with you when it comes time to have those conversations. So, I mean, it is a case by case, and it depends on the individual and what those things are that he is lacking or going through at that time. And the only thing that would really set a man off with you guys is his position and what he feels about himself, his self-worth. And only thing I can advise is that if you're going to help him, if you can help him. But give him as much encouragement and that space he needs to get his shit together. At the same time, encouraging him to know that you're there, and shit happens. But don't be no fool. If you can't turn it around, and if that's one of your deal breakers, put that on the table too. Hey, look, man, I'm gonna roll with you, but some things got to change. I mean, I can't let your bad juju fuck up my life either. So there's that self-respect. There's that fine line. I hope I answered that for you.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I get it. I guess it's just one of those things where, women are communicators, and I think a lot of times men bring up the topic of communicating, but we're so different, so our method of communicating is a lot different too.
Right.
I know for me, I like to understand. It's not necessarily where my man has to break every little nit down for me, but I like to understand what it is, so I know how to play the position that's been requested for me to play. But if that's not communicated in a way that is clear, right?
Right.
Clear communication is also key. Then it kind of leaves that space of, uncertainty. And a lot of times, like you said, you can build some resentment because you're trying to just understand what he's going through so you can know how to assist or to, allow him the time that he needs. But if that's not communicated from his end properly, then it it turns into something that it need not be, if that makes sense.
Right. I get it.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Let's start from the beginning. Most of us that get involved, we get involved under false pretense. Okay? That means that you set out to do something and you set yourself in a position where you have to prove something. Most motherfuckers can't prove it, i.e. standing on their word, providing an environment that's secure and safe, that there is that growth or is that that level of prosperity that has been projected. And after a while, it begins to fester like a wound. So everything begins to stink, scab up, and everything else. I'll say it like I say it all the time. If you can find a guy, a man who can keep his word to you, he may not be timely, but goddamn it, he's done everything he said he would do. He's not abusive. He has a level of respect and dignity for himself and for others. I would say hold on to him, ladies. Because, yeah, in this day and age, that's far few in between. A lot of guys out here with that personal bullshit, those female tendencies, and yeah, you get short end of the stick. But if you find someone who's willing to come home and show you their work, then yeah, it's worth working through. Go get you some counseling, something. Go to the church, go do something. As a matter of fact, keep the church up out of it. Get you some straight up counseling, some unbiased counseling. If you're gonna go to church, both of you go to church together and get you some understanding, get you some spiritual understanding. Yeah. So I hope I answered that.
I agree with that. You did.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you calling in. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night. Yeah, if you got something you want to say to me, man, and you got something that's going to help this flow of conversation when we talk about the love you think you've given, is it really good enough? Can you really accept the constructive criticism of another individual that is with you? Do you recognize that you are a direct representative of the individuals that you're with? And some of the shit you can do or say can mess that individual's reputation up. How much patience or how patient can you be when it comes to individuals that are dealing with you in public, in private? Do they push you in ways that you've not been pushed before, i.e. mentally? Do they stimulate your heart? Do they stimulate your spirit, man? Do they stimulate you to further educate yourself? And I mean, that's both parties. Are they willing to tell you that they need help? Are they willing to ask you to help them and be patient in the things that they have going on? Most aren't. Most are willing to just say, hey, man, fuck that shit. Here I am, and you're going to deal with me the way I'm going to deal with you, or you can get gone. And I will honestly say this. You give them a shot, but don't be no fool. After a while, that shit gets old. Yeah. Drop that shit in the hole, man, and keep pushing. Cry about that shit. Suck it up. Get back on your horse and ride again. Listen, there is a heart surgeon out there for everybody. Okay? There is a heart surgeon out there for everybody. You meet somebody, give. They're not the one, move on. But that one that's going to come along and give you that transplant that you need is out there for you. But here's the thing. It's just like anything you go into, unless it's an emergency operation, there's prep work. You ladies go and get them BBLs and that tummy tuck and all that shit. There's some shit you got to do. You're supposed to work out. You're supposed to drop a little weight. That's preparation that you're supposed to have in place. I.e., that means you're doing the mental and spiritual work that needs to be done so that you can have that heart transplant and it'll match your mind. See, when you retrain the mind, to change your mind changes your life, the way you do things and receive things from people. Most people won't. You know, they're set in their ways. Fuck that shit. And I got to stand hard because ain't nobody gonna get out on me. You gon' this, you gon' that. And, you know, I don't, there's no happiness in that. Ain't no happiness in that kind of shit, man. That's like these quote unquote alpha males, these butthurt ass dudes out here selling that death to these kids. Even a pimp is always going to, and I hate using that reference. Let me not use it. Even a ladies' man is going to use the delicate touch to deal with the ladies that he's dealing with. Okay? Because where the mind goes, the body will follow. So, in all actuality, there has to, here, I just had a brain fart. Let me give you this. As a leader, a provider, a keeper, protector, and even if that's you, woman, there's always somebody around you waiting for your fall. They're rooting for your fall. They get a kick out of motherfuckers that they believe to be great to fall. The question is, once you do, what are you going to do? Do you believe in the adage that once you get it, you can get it again? I mean, you've laid the blueprint, so you can get it again. I mean, it's all on you and what ethics you have, what disciplines you have. Every now and again, man, you have to purge. Even when you're in your relationship, you have to purge. So take times to do that too. To cleanse your mind, cleanse your spirit, purge. And don't be too puffed up where you can't be humble and take a status of humility with the individual that you're with. Listen, I said it before. When you lay with someone and you cleave with them, you become one. So if an individual is constantly giving you that disrespect, that is the disrespect that they're willing to receive because that's what they give themselves. Damn, let me say that again. Let me say that again. The individual that you're with, if they're willing to dump things on you or to abuse or use you, that is the level of life that they have been accustomed to and they will receive and continue to deal with themselves. I've always been told that short-minded motherfuckers live short lives. And I'm not saying that they're going to go away from here early, but they never reach their true potential. Okay? That means the expression of all things are possible or just that. If I give you something, I give it to you. I don't expect no return. I don't expect any kind of reciprocation because I did it from here, not from here. I know what I'm willing to lose. I put it on the table and walk away from it because I want you to win. Now, what you do with it, that's on you. I'm not looking to say, well, you showed me something. Hey, man, I'll get it in other ways from you if we're together. If we're aligned or we're aligned together, I'll get it back. It's not that I need that exact thing or done in this way or that way. Yeah. The only thing a man or me, those that I know want, first and foremost, is respect. Consideration. No one wants to control a woman. Not like that. Do what the fuck you want to do, but whatever you do, make sure you're doing me. And doing me is the utmost respect and representation of, here you go. Let me know if I'm wrong or right when I say this. The measure of a man in this world or in the society that we live in, how you can tell everything about a man is when you look at the woman he's dealing with. I'm going to say it again. If you see a man that has a woman, or you can measure a man, usually the measure of the man is by the woman that he's with. That says a lot about him. Yeah. Trust me. There's truth to that. Think about it. The apple ain't never fell off the motherfucking tree. You gonna look at a dude and then see his chick and watch the backstory to that thing, and he be like, God damn, that's some shit. Do men give that same level of respect to his woman, or do we define what respect is and play by our own rules? No, it should be the same. The same level of respect should be there. Both parties. This is how you have that. I mean, if you're a direct representation of the individual that you're with, there are some things that should be discussed and parameters that should be laid and there. Here's one. I tell you what. I'm a segue again. I'm going to add to what we're talking about. Ladies, why is it the majority of you only want to be women when it's convenient for you to do so? Because there's a lot of mannish motherfuckers out here, and you play that part well. Yeah, you'll run up on a dude and a whole bunch of other shit, all that whooping and hollering and cussing and fussing, and then the motherfucker knock you out. Then he's a bitch, he's a this and that. Blah, blah, blah. You don't hit no woman. Well, I was always told and taught that a woman never puts herself in a position to be hit by a man. Yeah. That means you don't go looking for it. You don't go barking up the tree with the disrespect and the things you got to, say and express. I mean, you keep that shit ladylike. But most don't. Well, a lot don't. I'm saying most. Yeah. I'm only speaking for those that don't. Today's Insta society, our time and focus is all over the place. Not many take the time to give one person that kind of commitment, but many are that committed to themselves. Yeah. Let me put it to you like this, man. I mean, you have people that are willing to dump time into the social media stuff, the Insta slut and all of that, without really taking the time to work on themselves, i.e. the positions that they take. You can look at it and tell, hey man, you living just enough for the city. Most motherfuckers are not willing to put the work in. When their day in, they don't want to do shit. I went and worked for the man. That's all I'm gonna give. I ain't gonna give shit else to nothing or nobody else. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. Don't put your hands on people. Yeah, I get that. Ladies. Yeah. Fellas too. Oh man. If you're just joining me in the room, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Instagram, if you're on Twitter, the topic tonight is the love you think you give. Who's zooming who? Are you fooling yourself? Do you really think you're doing enough work for your relationship to truly survive? Yeah, just like you think about it. You got groceries in the car. It'd be so much easier if two people were taking them in the house. Usually one did go and get the groceries, but goddamn, the other one wanted to live in the house and watch the motherfucker bring the shit in. As opposed to coming out there and bringing your ass to come and help bring those groceries in the house so you can cook dinner together. Make it easier. Fellas, I'll say this to you. Begin with the respect and recognize the level of respect that you should have for yourself. Give that shit. Say what you mean what you say. You say something, stand on that shit. Don't accept anything less from anyone. But don't be a tyrant about your shit either. You have to give people room to receive you, see you, and adhere to you. You usually walking into a situation where, fellas, you're dealing with a woman who's a black woman or a woman of color, a sister, who's been doing it on her own for many, many years or for years. So for her to relinquish the gauntlet, she's gonna have to see some shit, And I'm saying that most ladies are not lost causes. They've been through some shit. Some other goofy motherfucker done took her through something. All right. So you got to kind of be patient and let that burn off like the oil on the engine, and hopefully you can get a fresh start, man, and build from there. But if you don't see no change, be willing to extend your hand and say, hey, look, man, what issues you got going on? What issues have you been carrying with your life? What is it? Is it something you haven't shared with me? Past life stuff. Is it something we need to seek help on? Maybe we do. Maybe we can go get some counseling. Okay. Yeah. A lot of times people won't share those things, that they've been abused as children, or they've been abused as adults in screwy relations, or some random shit. Somebody ran down and took something from them, that they can't get back. Yeah. And you may be doing some things that put them in a mindset that they're going to relive those things. And it may not be intentional, but these are the questions that you have to ask, and be willing to go there, man, and get that help, get the help that's needed. But most don't have that patience. Yeah. For those that do, man, I pray for you. And those that don't, I pray for you. I keep you lifted, man. I want you all to be happy. I want all of us to be happy. And not waste our time with people that need to get help. Need to get help, man. Get it. We all do sometimes, man. None of us are islands. Yeah. If you're on this screen, man, look, go down to the bottom of this screen. If I don't know where you're watching it, click share. Let's invite some people in, man. Share. Let some people come on in. Yeah. Let's have this conversation with folks. A lot of people need to hear this, be a part of this discussion. Maybe it'll incite them to at least make a call to somebody like Safe House or Safe Light, or, somebody like that to help get them, the help that they need, Yeah. Yeah. I tell you, it is a real thing out here, man, where people are actually just living, man, just enough for the city. Just enough for the city. They need help. They need help. Yeah. Share it, man. Share this, man. Share this topic. If you're just getting into this, hey, tonight, man, the topic is the love you think you give, or the love we think we give. Who's zooming who? Who's zooming who? I extended some places. Let's see who takes the offer. Let's have a conversation. That's what's up. That's what's up. And are y'all ready for the summer? Are y'all ready for the summer? I am. I'm ready. I'm ready to do some traveling. I'm ready to get back out here. I haven't really done a lot of moving since COVID. I went a few places, but yeah, I'm ready to go now. I'm truly ready to get on out of here. Yeah. Ready to go. Yep. You only live once, or this life that they say. Welcome. Welcome. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How you doing tonight?
Good. The love you think you give. Who's zooming who?
Who's zooming? Who the love you think you give?
Man, who? What's up, Jay?
What's up? How you
Mm.
feeling tonight?
Give me my $10.
I owe you $10 still.
Yeah.
If you ain't get it now, you ain't gonna get it, player.
God damn it. Yeah, man. I'm talking about, man, the love that people give, man, and who's zooming who. A lot of times we think we love and we ain't doing shit.
People don't know how to give love. People don't know how to receive love. That's the problem. People ain't never experienced love.
But they profess they do. They profess they have. I mean, a lot of them, you know, when you meet them, oh, I was in love. But then what the fuck happened? How many times were you in love or quote unquote love? That's what I'm thinking. It's like, and then when it doesn't happen, people want to point the finger at, oh, it was them. It was them. And when you ask them,
The problem is, I think the problem is, we only love as far as our understanding goes. You know, if your mother didn't know how to love and so she kept saying she loved you, that's what you come to believe love is. That broken idea of what love is. So a lot of us really need to redefine love and really understand what it's supposed to be, and to find healthy examples of what love is, and we can make up our own definition based off of a healthier mindset. So I don't think that people are not loving people or don't truly love people, but you know, I only love you as far as my understanding can take me. I have a toxic definition of what love is. My love is going to be toxic.
Yeah, or they only love what they think they love. Like, what you used to say? You love my doggy style.
Hey, sometimes that's the only thing that I love.
Or love what a motherfucker can do for you. Yeah.
Sometimes that's all that it is. You know, that's all a person has to give.
Man, I don't know, man. But even with that, you know, that's considered medicating, right? You know, self-medication.
Medicating, but you know, we want to medicate ourselves with things to numb us from what life truly is, our life experience, but we don't want to heal so we can actually experience life, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so, you know, a lot of us, look, I was there. There were some things that I recognized that was harmful, not just in my romantic relationships, but even the way that I parented my kids, that just wasn't healthy for them, and it didn't align with what I said I wanted for them.
Right.
And so, you know, I've been to therapy, and it really helped me understand what I was doing. So in turn, it helped me step back and say, you know what? My kid is responding to me this way because of what I'm doing. It's not really them. It was kind of me. And so when you're able to see some of the things that you do to people, you can kind of dial it back if you want to interact with people in a more healthier way. You know, a lot of us know that we are toxic to others, but can we turn it down just a little bit? It's super loud in there.
What about now? Is that better?
That's much, much better. Thank you. A lot of us know that we are not interacting with people in the most healthy of ways, but we also understand that to get through some of those past traumas, you have to talk about those experiences. You have to relive some of that stuff that was already painful once. And I only see myself on the screen now. Okay. You only, you know, you deal with that experience once. So to know that you have to relive that to break through it, sometimes it's just too much. And that's not always something that someone is willing to step into and say, okay, I'm going to sign up to go through what I've already been through again. But on the other side of that, I always say it is it's a much lighter place. You're able to put a whole lot of that baggage down. You back?
When we talk about people that are professing that they're together.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, for a harsher word, the liars.
Okay.
Okay. An individual that lie to themselves will sure enough lie to you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
An individual that will abandon themselves recklessly will certainly do the same to you.
I mean, that's a fact. I think a lot of people are claiming to be in relationships with people just to take them off the market.
That
You
shit
know,
too.
that shit too.
But who the fuck
What?
want? That's like bringing home a broken TV. TV don't work or it's cracked like a motherfucker, and you just hanging it on the wall. What good is it gonna do you?
It's not going to do any good, but it takes the person who is being held hostage to what they truly want because the other person isn't honest enough to say, you know what, I don't necessarily want to be with just you, even though I don't want you to be with anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are cool with the poly thing, like some that works for some people. I don't believe there's enough honesty. People say they're honest, but the type of honesty that might hurt your feelings, but it'll save your feelings in the long run, that's the type of honesty I want. Hurt my feelings. You know what I mean? If that means that I can avoid years of pain because you're going to put me through something by lying to me, I would rather you just go ahead and just hurt my feelings as hard as you possibly can in the beginning so I don't have to deal with all that unnecessary bullshit. Another thing, what you're talking about is it's a lot to deal with when you talk about people who have traumatic things that they've been through that they're not even beginning to work on. That puts a lot on the other person.
Mm.
And so, when you deal with that, you deal with people who have broken communication styles. You deal with people who have their own set of insecurities. You have people who want to put their own list of demands and expectations on other people, but they don't know how to have any self-fulfillment.
Mm-hmm.
I can't create my own happiness. I can't just be secure with who I am. I'm looking for that on the outside. When you couple that with the world that we live in, the social media world where everybody's attention is on everything else, like, to deal with a person who is dealing with their own set of shit and on top of the not being able to be monogamous part. We have our own ideas of what disloyalty is, right?
Right. Right.
We like to teeter on our own definitions of what that is. And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times, you violate your partner by doing some of the things that you do because that's just not something that they would go along with. So when you deal with all of that stuff, it becomes too much. Like, I already got to deal with the fact that you can't give me 100 because you're not 100 with yourself right now, and then I got to deal with this other stuff.
Right.
It becomes too much. And so, to me, it's like the internet rabbit hole. Relationships of today is just a rabbit hole of stuff that people just are not willing to be honest about.
Mm-hmm.
You need to know if the man that you've been with was sexually abused. You need to know how he has, what type of relationship he has with his mother. You need to know how does he talk to women. You need to know, does he take care of his kids? You need to know, can he go out and make money? You need to know, is he an abuser? It's all of the all the questions you need to ask. It's a lot that you need to know about a person before you should truly even consider entertaining someone.
Right.
It's a lot to unpack. And, I don't know. I don't know. Especially growing up in the era that I grew up in, I have a very old-fashioned way of thinking as far as relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that my thought process fits in today's world, if that makes sense. Like with everything being, microwave ready, oh, it didn't work out, or you did this one thing I don't like, we're not gonna work through it, I'm moving on. I'm kind of put in a place where it just doesn't exist anymore.
Well, what's the one thing about microwaves, right? You go get something frozen. Usually, you put it in that motherfucker. It ain't
Oh,
done on the inside. You know, it ain't done on the
soggy
inside.
and nasty. It's
It ain't.
ruined.
Yeah, it ain't done on the inside. So
That's the
I
world we
mean,
live in. Everything is surface. No one wants to dig deep. They think they do, but they don't. And until you're ready to dig deep into your own baggage, you're not really ready to build with anyone. You got
mhm,
to break down your own rocky foundation before you can ever build anything solid with anyone.
that's what's up. But that's what I'm talking about. Most jokers are zooming themselves.
Hmm.
Yeah, they'll never get tired of it. Temporary. I don't like temporary motherfuckers. It's like a free lunch, man. You know? Yeah. Someone said a lot of folks are so shallow and superficial. Hey,
Oh,
even
absolutely.
those that don't think they are a lot of them.
Hmm.
You
A
know,
lot of people are.
or selfish as fuck.
I was looking at a clip of I think it was a pastor. He was doing an interview and they asked him a question about relationships. And what he said was, the way that people date today is teaching them how to basically abandon people.
Yeah, they
We have these
practice it.
they're practicing. So
Yeah,
you have
practice. I
this
saw that
lifelong
shit.
practice of I'm dating, or it didn't work, so I'm dating someone else, or it didn't work, I'm dating. So it becomes it becomes a part of who you are. So
Yeah,
if you've never set in, it's cool to, what did the man say? It was another pastor that said, everybody wants to ride when I'm riding in the yacht, but no one wants to row when I'm in the boat. So,
yeah.
when that trial and tribulation hits you, if you're ready to jump ship, you're gonna always jump ship onto the next thing. And
Mm,
eventually that ship is going to be broken down to a little piece of wood in the sea, and you're wondering why you can't figure it out because you've never given yourself a chance to really just sit with something that's uncomfortable and respect the fact that you were able to make it through. That's actually life. Everybody's life is that we have ups, we have downs, and then we're in the middle at times. And when you're in that valley, you can't just give up on your life. You have to stay there and figure out how to take that next step. And it's the same thing with relationships. And if you're not willing to stay in a battle with the person, now I'm not saying you should be fighting by yourself, but if you're not willing to stay in battle as a team so the two of you can get to the other side, you're
hmm.
not built for a relationship anyway.
Exactly. Man, carries a lot, man. Just a clip. Just I'm like this. I find that a lot of us, man, we are not honest in our communications,
Mhm.
starting with ourselves. If okay, it's just like going in a restaurant and eating, right?
Mhm.
If you know you don't got no fucking money, why are you going in there to sit down and eat? You know,
But
if if you it's just like doing something you have no business doing. You know damn well you got no business doing. You can't afford it. You can't um, um, take care of it. So why put yourself in that position? And I'm saying it to address the elephant in the room about being involved with someone. If you're not mentally, um, um, how do I say it? If you're not mentally and spiritually sound, why are you engaging folks? Why are you attempting to fuck up somebody else's life based on your desires as opposed to being honest and saying, look, man, I want to be on some fuck shit. I just want to have fun. I don't want to do nothing else. You know, and if it goes anywhere else or we have that position to go somewhere else, then let's discuss that. You know, but you have people out here that are willing to grind you up by making you jump through all kinds of hoops. And this is men and women both do it, going through all kinds of hoops to dating, to proving this, to show me this, to show me that, to make me feel like this, to make me believe this, or make me believe that. And in all actuality, in retrospect to what you were saying, they merely just want to control you, take you off the market so no one else can have you. You know, I saw a little clip on, as a matter of fact, one of my favorite shows, The Simpsons. The little guy said, "Look, man, damn, you're that unhappy that you don't want me, but you just don't want no one else to have me. So how do I get my happiness? Do I allow you to starve me out? Do I allow you to continue to disrespect me, to lie to me, to make me feel less than an individual who's worthy of love or worthy of the respect that I give myself?" But then it goes back. Here's the catch 22. Do you really respect yourself? Because if you did, you wouldn't allow anyone else to. Now, sometimes, man, we have those temporary moments of insanity. But when do we come to and make folks aware of the demands of respect that we require, or the levels of respect that we require? And it's a shame that most people that carry these kind of positions, when you call them out, they get mad at you because you call them out. That's some fuck shit, right?
It is some fuck shit. It's because look, people. Were you done? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was done.
Let me just start by saying people are selfish as fuck. People want what they want
Uh-huh.
with no regard to first considering, is what I want going to damage another person? Because then you're just another person who's out here hurting people. So, I'll start with that piece. People are selfish. They only want what they want. And once you get into something as the person who may be taking on or dealing with a selfish person, if you have self-respect for yourself, at some point you have to, if you understand the boundaries and the boundaries are respected, then you might be able to deal as long as your boundaries aren't being tap danced on. But if your boundaries, if the person is just like, fuck you and your boundaries, I'm going to do what I want to do and you're going to stick around, you have a decision to make for yourself to say, you know what, it doesn't feel good. At
Boom.
some point, it shit just don't feel good. And I'm not saying every day's supposed to be butterflies, rainbows, and unicorns, but we should have more of those days than we do of this damn drought or this rain that won't stop or this, hailstorm. It shouldn't be like that. It should really be a balance. There are going to be days where I'm going to be up and you're going to be down. There are going to be days when you're going to be down, I'm going to be up. And then there are going to be days when we're just cruising at zero. Because that's what I like to say. I like to cruise at zero. I don't necessarily have to get too high. I don't have to, but I definitely don't want to be too low. If we can just cruise at zero, I'm cool. Not a lot of people think like that. They want what they want, not understanding that they're still searching for other people to fulfill them in some type of way. If you don't come to the table happy, you're never going to be happy. If you don't come to the table as a confident person, I can't make you confident. There's nothing that actually, some of the things that I may do may make you extremely uncomfortable.
Well, I concur. Most will make you feel in their lacking slacks, like that's on you.
How people respond to things has nothing to do with the person they're responding to. A person's lack of, especially as an adult, if you say something to me that I don't like and it causes me to get off of zero, that has absolutely nothing to do with you. That's some type of trigger in me that I've never resolved. Now, you should be able to communicate anything, but it's truly how you communicate with people. So if I say something to you and you begin to cuss or you begin to yell or you want to fight, that's because you are just not a mentally stable person. And so it just should be an indicator for yourself that you need help, and the person dealing with you, that you're not mentally mature enough to even deal on this level. So, any talks of having a relationship should be out the door because you can't even handle communication.
That's most folks. that
Oh,
we see out here
that's a lot of
now with the microwave stuff, you know. And in all actuality, some of the questions we should ask coming into relationships, and I guarantee you most motherfuckers will lie. Are you truly happy with you and the life that you have right now? Have you done all the shit that you set out to do, or are you attempting to achieve and accomplish those goals? And if so, what's your, I wouldn't even say 5 year, what's your next 12-month plan to achieve or get that closer to those goals? And how will they affect you being in a relationship? And I'm speaking from a man's position, right? Most sisters out here, sure, they want the ready-made thing. They want the guy that got it all and everything. But they're not willing to take the time to really find out what's going on with that individual. So here's a saying tonight. You're going to do one or two things, right? And I think it would be better for you when you make those decisions. Be willing to build with someone or babysit a broke motherfucker. And I'm saying it in every aspect of your life, not just the monetary. I'm saying the spiritual thing, the physical thing, the mental thing. Someone should be willing to say, hey, look, man, these are the things I struggle with because I was abandoned, because I was abused. These are the issues that I have. These are the things that I'm dealing with. These are the goals that I'm seeking to achieve to make myself whole. Can you walk with me and be a part of that growth? And in all actuality, like I said, I mean, there's someone out here for everybody. There's a heart surgeon for all of us. But we have to deal with the brain. We change the way we think and see things. Everything else changes. It's just that most of us are caught up in our minds, over analyzing, over projecting for the lacks that we have. Projecting that shit onto the individuals that are in front of us. The saying that when a motherfucker's hurt, usually it's those that are closest to them that they hurt.
Right.
A lot of times that puts you in the mindset that you're sleeping with the enemy as well. When you have secrets like that and things you're going through and dealing with, and you're not willing to name it and claim it, it owns you. And it owns the individual that's with you, and that's not fair. I think that everyone should be given a fair shot at transparency. And if an individual is being transparent with you and sharing stuff with you, leave them. If they're showing it to you, if they're showing you what you're seeing and it's real, it's tangible, and you can touch it, then why have more scrutiny? And honestly, for those that is happening to, that shit ain't even about you. That's about them. So, yeah. And those that are willing to divert, deflect, and not deal with their issues, they deserve to be right by their motherfucking self. Fuck them. You're not willing to get the help, man. Shit, you can't expect anybody else to help you. And those that are you willing to lay around and be disrespected, you're just as guilty as they are. So, fuck you too. Respect is universal. It starts with you. If you're not willing to give it to yourself and demand it from others, yeah, you're gonna find yourself in a place of discomfort and hurt. So I say to you got a situation like that, man, begin the healing, begin the hurt and begin the healing, and move the fuck on. Especially if the individuals are not willing to reach for you and at least have some humility about your shit. I mean, motherfuckers need to reach out to you, especially if they fucked you over in certain ways. I mean, hey man, they need to be willing to, have a level of humility and humbleness and say, look, man, it ain't right. I did it. Let's move on. Let's get this healing thing going. Let's be transparent about our issues and the things that we need to work on. That's just my position. Because honestly, man, I prefer a motherfucker tell me, look, I don't want to fuck with you like that. I like I said, I just want to have fun. And where it goes from there, shit, the cap is already there. It ain't gonna go but as far as it's gonna go. Shit, we just fucking have fun and duck. You know, keep it moving. I don't have no expectations from you and none from me. And yeah, we can be friends. And if you need me, if I'm available, I'll be there. If not, then call the next motherfucker to come help you with your tire. You know, that's just brass tacks.
No, I absolutely agree with that. What I would add to that is that depending on the amount of disrespect that a person has endured, understand that you cannot heal in the same environment that hurt you. You know, sometimes you have to remove yourself. Sometimes you have to, oh, sometimes you got to let that thing go. If it's meant for you, it'll come back. Hopefully, it'll come back to you healed.
Mm-hmm.
But, if a person is just toxic, that's just what they are.
Right.
Yes, they can temporarily get it together, but a person who is sitting inside of their toxic environment and not working to get themselves through that, that's just
Mm-hmm.
who they are. Some people are just that. They're toxic. They're going to be toxic. They can have great days, they can have great months, they can have great years, but understand that until they really begin to heal that toxicity, it's going to always resurface.
Right.
And so for the person who may be on the other end of that, that may not be the best environment for you. I get that you would want to heal after a couple, but sometimes you have to allow a person to go deal with themselves by themselves. So
Right.
you are not, because I mean, even over being in a relationship, I would want whoever it is that I claim to love to be the healthiest person that they can be. Even if
Mm-hmm.
that means being with me is just not healthy for them. You sometimes you have to separate. Respect is something that, yes, once someone violates your respect, you of course should have that conversation with them and let them know, like, look, this is a boundary that I have. If this is something that you can't respect and maintain, then I'm gonna have to go do me somewhere else because I can't allow those type of things to happen. It doesn't make me feel good.
Mm-hmm.
There's just something that can't occur, and you have to make the best decision you can make for you. I journal a lot, and I'm dealing with something with whoever it is. It may be my sister, a kid, whoever. Especially in relationships, you take a sheet of paper. A lot of people like to say these are the good things, these are the bad things. But I
Mm-hmm.
like to put on my paper is what am I what is it? Oh, what am I holding on to on one side and what am I holding on for, right?
Right.
So on the side where you put what am I holding on to, you write down the way that you feel, the way a person has made you feel. So I'm holding on to abandonment. I'm holding on to insecurity. I'm holding on to a person who is not consistent. I'm holding on to whatever it could be, right?
Right.
And then on the right side of that, you attach what am I holding on for then? Because if these are the things that you're holding on to, then you need to question why are you holding on to those things?
Mm-hmm.
And you make those type of connections. It makes a big difference when you can put it on paper and say, this is the bullshit that I'm holding on to. I'm holding on to a person who I may call in a clinch and they don't even pick up their phone. But when they call me, I'm always there for them, right? I'm holding on to someone who cannot reciprocate. I'm holding on to someone who's not balanced. I'm holding on to someone who is not spiritually sound. I'm
Mm-hmm.
holding on to someone who's not mentally sound. And then really sitting there trying to figure out why you're holding on to those things is always the hardest thing. You know, it's like holding on to a bag of shit. Put that bag of shit down. Like you don't have to hold on to that. It's not
Exactly.
worth you holding on to.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, that's something that I do quite often whenever I have an issue, and I like to journal. So that's my thing.
Right.
Not a lot of people are really into themselves. Well, a lot of people, what I find, can't entertain themselves, are not entertained with just being alone. I'll
Mm.
go to the movies by myself. I'll go out to eat by myself. I'll go for walks. I'll date myself, and I'm cool with it, and I have a good time with me. A lot of people can't sit still with their own thoughts and not drive themselves crazy. I
Mm.
also like to meditate. Meditating takes a lot of focus, but it really makes you cleanse your thoughts. It makes
Mm-hmm.
you still, and if thoughts are coming in, it kind of makes you deal with them. And you are, you're quiet, you're still, and you're able to kind of in proper perspective. But a lot of people I find can't do that. They can't sit still with themselves because of the type of thoughts that they have. They don't know
Right.
how to clear that out. A lot of people don't like to be by themselves, which is another issue. If you don't like to be by yourself, the moment your partner can't be with you is going to cause an issue.
Right.
And so again, you're putting expectations onto other people. And like what I've learned, you really can't expect anything from anybody. And a lot of us, we get upset when person does something that we would never do to them, right? So it's like, okay, so now you expect this person to never count on someone to be you to you. The you that you've been to them, they'll never be that to you. They can only be who they are. And if what
Mm-hmm.
they've always given you is subpar to what you know that you have given them, and yes,
Right.
we all need different things, but whatever it takes to fill your cup or make you feel fulfilled when interacting with people, if they're not able to fulfill those things, then they're not the person who should be able to experience you in any type of a way. But we hold on to the idea of a person. We hold on to what we hope someone can be. And what I've learned in my 42 years of life, hope is not where you want to be. People always say, have hope, have hope. Have hope is hope is a false sense of wanting something to occur instead of dealing in reality.
Say it again.
Who
God
you
damn it.
I can't be in love with who you can be. I have to be in love with who you are. And if who you are, I can't fuck with you.
Yeah.
Because who I think you can be, you may not even see that person for yourself.
Mm. Man.
This shit gets deep, and not a lot of people are willing to go there. If it's not easy, they don't want it.
Well, the thing is, easy. You know, I don't know, man. People get it. I guess get things fucked up in their minds to where the ownership of speciality is not prevalent. It's non-existent. All right. It's like okay. They say that the individual that says, "Well, I don't do this," motherfucker, it ain't your first time. You've been to the rodeo about 50 times. Okay. So I'm saying this to say that usually the habits that have been formed over the years are not easily shed.
Hmm.
Okay. But to find someone who's willing to acknowledge their bullshit and be willing to put in the work, that in itself is a it's a plus. Now, accepting it and acknowledging it and then putting in the work, that's a whole nother thing. Or what type of work are you putting in?
Yes, it is.
You know what I'm saying? The self work is the key. Like they talked about, great basketball players or great scientists or doctors or you know hustlers. Anybody that has a potential level of greatness about them. Shit, they were there working when no one else was.
Hmm.
And most aren't willing to do that. Like I said, in this day we live in, motherfuckers are satisfied with just going to work, coming home, and fuck it. It's gonna be what it be. I'm not doing anything extra for anybody. And if you don't like it, get the fuck. And it's like, damn, really shows you who really cares about what's going on with you. Basically saying fuck your feelings. Fuck what you have sacrificed for me. And this is fact. When people show you who they are, believe them. You
Amen
know,
to that.
motherfucker dog you, or it's like a dog. Dog bite your ass. Shit, I'm not keeping that motherfucking dog. I'm gonna do something to him. He going to sleep, or she's going to sleep. Cause I bite your ass again. Fact. You know. But a lot of people say, "Well, no, not me. I ain't, you too, motherfucker. Fuck
I
you."
mean, there is a certain level of comfortability with routine, right? And then you have people who are also set in their ways. I never want to get to a point where I stop growing. I mean, the universe is endless. There are so many things that I just don't know. And not that I'm trying to absorb all of it, but I don't ever want to get so comfortable that if there's a next level that I need to ascend to,
Mm-hmm.
that me being set in my ways is a barrier of me going to the next level. And so,
Mm-hmm.
you have to be uncomfortable. Uncomfortable is where you shine.
Yeah, it's like
You know,
angry. Get
yes,
shit
it's like
done.
anger. I mean,
Angry, get shit
it
done.
does get shit done, but if it anger is one of those things. It definitely gets shit done, but if that's the only method in which you know how to do things, that's also very counterproductive. That shouldn't be the only method. I think anger is necessary when it's necessary.
Yeah, yeah.
You like to be angry.
You know what? Sometimes, sometimes I don't like to be angry, but sometimes it just feels good to cuss.
It's necessary.
A good old cussing, just cussing for no goddamn reason, just out here cussing.
Just out here
Yeah,
cussing.
y'all like my background, goddamn it. Y'all
I
like it.
do. It's a nice night tonight.
Yeah, and I got the good glass for playing. This that new thing, man. This that Dilla suite, man. God rest Jay Dilla. Mm. It's a vibe.
It's about.
It's a vibe. God damn it. It's a the baby seemed to think so. Yeah, the baby seemed to think so. It's a vibe. Yeah. If you're just joining the show, man, hey, Jay on here tonight, man, and the topic is the love you think you give. Who's zooming who? You got people that work hard or think they're working hard in a relationship and ain't doing shit because you ain't asking the right questions. I was always told, man, and even in business, it's not the business that you do, or you know what? I'll give you an example. Some shrewd people, shrewd business people are the Greeks. You can do a deal with them, hey man, and say, look, it's 6 million. They'll say, okay, look, in your mind, the negotiation will go like this. You name the number, you give us the number, and we'll do the terms. And we'll agree to the number. The number is 6 million. They'll say, okay, we're gonna give you 3 million now. But the terms is you won't get another payment from us for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So what they'll do is they'll go out and refi that deal or refinance that deal and make the deal pay for itself. But how it's applicable to the relationships that we're in, it's kind of like that. We meet each other, we get to dating, and we wine and dine, and we invest all of these upfront emotions or desires to blossom. And no one's talked about the fucking terms, about what you gonna do when you get pissed with me, what you gonna do and how you gonna carry it when you lie to me or I catch you in a lie for me when I'm going through something emotional or financial or just daily shit, because we all wake up in different states of mind. There's those days we just don't want to get out of the bed, or you gonna kick me out of the bed and say, look, go get that, you better go get that money, or go get your dream, That's the terms. We don't discuss that long term or the terms. What are we doing? What's the end game? Is it marriage? Is it just to cohabitate, or is it just to what? Is there ain't going to be any offspring involved? Are we investing in anything together? Or what are we doing? You got your account, I got mine. We got an account. What are we really doing? What is the
Right.
level of comfort or the extent of investment are we willing to make in each other? You know, terms. We're willing to give each other anything. But goddamn it, what are the terms? Under what terms are we doing this? How is that going to be beneficial to both parties involved? Long term. Or is this a short term thing? And if so, call it a spade and slap the motherfucker on the table.
I get that. I don't think a lot of people plan for long term because, especially in our community, because that's not what we've been taught to do, and that's not the examples that we see. Stuff just doesn't last long term anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people just don't have long term in them. What we do understand is, I think you said it earlier, somebody's waiting for you to fuck up or waiting for, your girl to fuck up so they can be in the next person in line. They're waiting on that.
You better know it. My bro down there, he was talking about, man, he wanted to say, man, he had a topic idea. He said, ladies, watch your best friends. Watch your friends, because they're waiting for you to not be around no more. You get that dude that you, quote unquote, was with, that had you happy and out of their hair for about 6-7 months to a year. They want to see what he was doing to keep you home.
Listen,
and away from them and out the streets.
it's some wild individuals out here, as there have always been. Was watching, I think it was Newlyweds, but it was from back in the 80s. It was a clip of 3 couples, and one of the couples was black. Actually, I think it was from the 70s. And all of the men were a boss in their own right. And the secretary was on the show with them. And so when they got to the black couple, the question was, did your husband say that he would give the secretary a raise? And so the black woman was like, hell no. But even in their energy, you could tell that there had to have been something that made her uncomfortable about this secretary. And the secretary was quite disrespectful, in my opinion. So it's one of those things where, like you say, are we loving the way we believe we love? In psychology, there's this thing called the window, and it's 4 sides to every person. It's, what we actually are, who we believe we are, how other people experience us, and then the things that we don't know about ourselves.
Right.
And I think a lot of people need to look at that, and it's an exercise for every individual to do. It's a self type of thing. And of course, you ask other people, and a lot of things that go in that column that you just didn't even think that people was experiencing about you would be, the things that you don't know, you just didn't see about yourself. And I had things in that column that I didn't recognize, but it's helpful because, we think we enter the world a certain way, but how people experience us, especially when you have multiple people saying the same sort of thing, is actually how we enter the world, is how we are interacting with the world around us. And we don't always see it that way. A person may think, I'm funny. I go into a room, I light it up, when in actuality, they're a asshole. And nobody likes them being around. But nobody's willing to say that part.
Show you right. Goddamn right. Shaft. He's a bad mother.
What's your mouth?
You're supposed to say shut your mouth. Shaft. He's a bad mother.
2022 version.
Shaft. He's a bad mother.
Shut your mouth.
Oh, you motherfucker. You all slow with this shit.
Look, you delayed over there. Shaft sounds a little slow, like he in a geriatric home.
Yeah. All right, we kept these motherfuckers on long enough, man. I know they ready to go to bed, wash their ass, eat some dinner.
Yeah,
They probably ate dinner and drank.
bedtime.
Well over time. Look, it's always a stone gas when you come on the stratosphere. Hopefully you got help with your addiction and you ain't smoking crack and cars no more.
No, we still going into 2022.
Hey man, listen, I was just talking shit. He. It was
I
the
know
low
you're gonna
blow.
have people out here thinking I'm a whole crackhead.
I'll put out a disclaimer there, tomorrow morning yeah, that's not the case.
Crackhead lives matter.
Yeah, say it again. Yeah, thank you for coming on, man. Popping in. It's good to pop in, pop out, just like a side dude. Don't need no, I ain't looking
Oh
for no,
wow, no you didn't. You just threw
no
me all the way to
promotion.
the
That's got to
side.
be available and all of
Thank
that.
you,
And
black man.
by the way,
I'm a
you cheat.
crackhead
I
side
know.
piece.
Yeah,
That's fucked up.
yeah.
You have a good night.
You too now. Yeah, motherfuckers. Look right here on the Romelo Marcelo show. I'm he is me. You know the rest. Um, the love you think you give. Every now and again, we need to take a camera check and see where we really are with ourselves and with those around us. And if we're not willing to bend, if there's no sort of compromise that you're willing to do with someone that you profess you love, then motherfucker, you don't love them. And you need to get the fuck on. Or recognize that the individual is not willing to compromise with you. They don't love you and you need to get the fuck on. Okay? Um, love yourself, man. I always say, love yourself, love on yourself, and let people see you loving on yourself. Not taking no shorts, but also being in a position of humility, man, where you can understand where someone's going through something. And either you can help, man, but just don't be a hindrance. If you like this show, man, follow me. Follow me on YouTube. Click like, smash the button, the bell, all of that good shit. Yeah, share the word, spread the word. Let's spread it and broaden the conversation and the topic. Instagram, IG, man, double tap, double tap. Follow me. All right. And those that are on Facebook, you know where I'm at. And yeah, click on, man. Get into the wet room so we can have those conversations, man. Listen, you got any ideas this year? Please exercise them. You're not crazy. They thought Noah was crazy till it began to rain. So get out here and do it. Don't regret yourself. Don't regret life. Don't regret the things that you have in you. Okay? Um, real talk, y'all. Real talk. You only got this life to live. Get everything you can get out of it, man. It's just like a gallon of gas. That $5 gallon of gas. Get every mile, every inch you can get out of it. Don't cheat yourself. Don't. Because you'll have those regrets, man, going out of here. Like, God damn, I should have, could have, would have. Too late now. Too late. You got family members that love you, man. You got people that love you, man. Try to be the best version you can be of you. And give them everything that you have of you to be an example, be an inspiration. A lot of times, that's all you have to give. It's just like a little drummer boy. All he could give the baby on that in that story was his craft was to beat the drum. If that's all you got, man, give it. Yeah. Don't be too puffed up and full of yourself that you can't tell somebody, hey, man, I'm sorry. I apologize. I fucked up. What do we need to do to repair or make things whole? Yeah. We are all more than enough. We're conquerors. It's on us, man. It's on us. We don't have to continue to be the butt of the joke, man. You don't. You don't have to wait for an individual to see you fall. It's on you now to prepare yourself for that by building yourself a support network. But see, life is built like the ebbs and flows of hills and valleys. If you look at a mountaintop, man, it's cold up there. There's no vegetation. You got to come down into the valley to eat. But while you're down there, you store food, you take things up with you to survive, like oxygen, like water, blankets, lights, your ice shoes to dig into the mountain, everything you need to climb or to ascend to the summit. But you got to come down to survive or to put yourself in a position where you can go back up. Okay? So when you do those things, a lot of times you have to double check, triple check, go back and check again before you start your ascent. And this is how you have to do your life with those that are around you and those that are in tow, those that are watching you. Please check yourself, man. Double check your work, man. Make sure that you are and have done everything that you can do and that you need to do to be the best you can be. Okay? And before you go to bed tonight, man, fall down on those knees, man, and give thanks. Give thanks to God, man, for your health, your strength, your sound mind and body, and being able to be an inspiration to those that are next to you, those that may watch you from afar. Because trust me, all of us have people that live vicariously through us, man. We don't know it all. We don't know. But there are people that watch us and live vicariously through us. So, yeah. Strive to be the best you can be. There's no one stopping you in the world but you. Sometimes you got to take time to decompress, journal, reevaluate, reassess. Remember, even in stress, man, there is the best. And how you become the best even in stress is to let it go, because you can only do what you can do about a situation. Sometimes you got to let shit go to get more shit. It's like your closet at home, man. You got a lot of shoes in that motherfucker you don't even wear. You ain't seen them in 3 years. Throw them bitches out. Give them to somebody. Be a blessing. Because you got to make room for the new. The new is yours. The new is coming. And yeah, it's on you to get it out and get what's yours. All right. I'll be right back here tomorrow, man, but not here. But I'll be right back here with you guys, man. Spread the word, man. Let's broaden the conversation. Don't just sit on my motherfucking line, man, because I see who you are. I'm gonna start calling you these motherfuckers out, and I'm gonna bring you on the screen too. Yeah, I'm gonna bring you in. You can put your avatar up and talk. Anybody gotta see your ugly mugs, man. But yeah, this ain't easy. Talking to a dot, talking to a lens, you know. And I break up the monotony by coming in places like this to do it. But yeah, it'd be good to hear from y'all too. All right. On that note, like I said, man, I thank you. I thank you for your 12 seconds, your 12 minutes. Continue to follow me. Continue to spread the word. If you have any show ideas, man, leave it in the comments, man. Get at me. DM, all that good stuff. Let's make it a thing, man. Let's make it a thing. And if you don't love yourself, man, goddamn, you need to start. Because that's what matters. Even if no one else loves you. Hey, man. I love you. God loves you. Yeah. I just want to vibe out right here. And listen, if you ever get an opportunity, check out this guy, Robert Glasper. Beast. Yeah. I'm letting y'all into my playlist so you can see how I think some of the things that I do to kind of unplug, man, and unwind and just listen, vibe out. Yeah. I thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. This is the Dillitude Suites. Yeah, Dilla was instrumental, man, in a lot of the 90s bangers, man. Yeah. Gone too soon. Like a lot of our loved ones. It's a trying time, y'all. I'm gonna hit you with one of my inspirations departing. Time is tight. Time is tight. I had my own twist. I want laughter. I don't want no crying. And most of all, I don't want no signifying. It's Rosetown, the Romello Marcellus Show. I'll be right back here tomorrow, man. And until then, peace, blessings, love you. Good night.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen. gentlemen, this is it. It's the Romello Marcellus Show. The fly uncle you always wish you had.
Bring 'em out.
Here to give you every aspect of game from a real player's perspective. It's the biggest balls from business, entertainment, love, and life.
Had to find my inner power.
To fashion, etiquette, and current events.
Major show alert.
All to enhance the happiness already inside you.
Today is about the power of you. Check it out. You're now rocking with the best.